Okay, so you now have arrived at your light information flow. I might do probably like another series to this because this is a pretty uh, transparent but complex station to come to, because here it's not it's not very simple if you just park yourself here and tell yourself the good word and moving forward. It doesn't work like that. No. So, all right. So, I think in this series, I'm just gonna break down. I'm gonna explain what light flow means. Um, I'm going to talk about your structure, and I'm going to talk about um, the lightweight paths. All right, so before um, begin, um, I want you to find stability, and I also want you to focus on your growth. But as we all know, in this life, in this world, with growth, you also have to understand your nature of destruction. And um, when you come into an understanding of your light flow, basically, if you noticed in the world, there's always, your phone, there's always there's always a device around, or a circuit, or a button, um, a control. Uh, there's always an evident, apparent matter to light. It's not invisible in this world. Um, so to find the stability and the growth and the destruction of your light flow, I need you to first assess where you are. That's the first question. Second question is, where are you going with this light flow? Third is what part of this path is going to grow, because every step that you take with this energy code, you are activating the light flow. Do you now comprehend what I'm saying? It's basically, in order for me to give you a well-nourished understanding of this is, when you want to use a device or turn on your car, you need a key, you need a plug. That's just the way of the world. So it's for you to comprehend that who you are and the nature of what you're carrying with your union is going to give light to all of these ways that you're going about your life. And so every opportunity or every door or every, call that you make or receive, or every word or every action of movement of accessing information, you are growing with that, but you are also, releasing destruction. So this is basically, the way of the world. There is polarity. Okay. So polarity is when you come across your natural resources and how you're trying to stabilize your foundation and how you're moving about, and what do you want to prosper as you're moving about. You see, this is not about you. It may look like about you, but remember what I said in the last video. This is about you activating and turning on your form with your dream character. Is when you take control of the energy code and you're accessing here the light flow. You need to be very aware of your structure. The structure is what they call the DNA. So with this DNA, there are two parts. So there are two parts. But when it comes to the way that I'm going to explain to you this, I'm not going to put it into a scientific way. I'm going to put it in a way to you that you can surrender to the structure that you'll be able to operate with this energy code that you have. You'll be able to understand when to go through the light flow, and also understand when you're coming into what they call the void. So basically, these networks, these portals. So the structure is basically the way that you carry this polarity in the world. So there is a giving and there's a receiving. There's a contributing and there is also what you're retaining out of that contribution. So when you're with your dream character in this union, the only way that you can make a path that has a light flow is you have to become aware and responsible for the way that you're going to enter here. Now, I say this with caution because if you enter here, I'm just going to give you a visualization, okay? So, you know where you are right now. You know where you're going. You know what you want to grow into, and you can understand the destruction part of it. So, I'm going to walk you through this forest. In this forest, there are many paths. And what's happening here is that if you just enter this forest and there's no, there's no sense of direction here. There's no map. There's no evident way of how the path is twisting, turning. There's no sign that is around you that's evident that you can rely on. There's really no way of telling if you're going in the forest or if you're still in the forest or if you're getting out of the forest. So that's just one side of your structure that you're walking on. Okay? One side. So when you call upon your union, you need to understand that this is about the strength, the heart, and the willpower, I will say. So with all of that's happening, you're walking on one part of the structure, which is the pavement. But you're not really seeing the other side. The other side is not really evident. It's not apparent. It's just guiding you. And so it won't basically do anything. It won't give you any sign. It won't respond to any command you give unless you really understand. You really can embrace that it needs to be recognized by you that this structure is going to light the way, because this is the part where you need to surrender and understand that without your union, you won't be able to go anywhere. You'll be still there trying to find a sign, a way of recuperating your stability. You'll be trying to find within your own roots the strength, and like I said, the heart and the willpower. So as you're walking down and you recognize your union, now there is stability. So now you're going to find that you're holding this immense power. So as you're walking with your union, you need to understand in this forest, all of a sudden you're handed, let's just say, these strong, vines per se. They just come to you. And you're walking down and, these vines is what you're holding on to. And it just keeps making the way for you. Right? Because that's the agreement that you made upon this structure, this DNA, this power. And so I want you to understand that I started you off with walking in the forest with no known capabilities, no known apparent sign, because what I would like you to understand is that the light here, when you're going about your orbit, it's not always going to be there. You see, because this is not given, this is earned. You need to earn this path. You need to earn that flow for it to come to you. Because as much as you desire and you want to gain access in this light flow information that was given to you so you be able to grow this path, you need to understand that it's a responsibility for you to take that entire existence of that structure to be able to create the reality that you so desire. So as you're going about and holding these vines, what you're noticing is that, more and more you're going to start naturally gravitating towards your growth, because you're just walking. But since we live in this world, all of a sudden you start to become aware of obstructions. And so things of the matter start coming into this light flow. And the structure starts to ask for you to understand that there has to be a letting go, a purification, a way of acknowledging this other side of your union is basically saying, how are we going to turn this light throughout your civilization? Because, you're always happening. As you're always happening, there is always determinations going on and agreements and settlements. And there's also the other side nature of this is confusions, obstacles. And what I want you to understand, there are times in your light flow where you will pick up the rush of adrenaline, or what they call karma. This will start to either push you to keep walking faster in that forest, look around you, and keep making the ways, or this can slow you down. None of this is good or bad, but all of this has its benefits to grow. See, now that you are getting up into the middle of the forest, now you're going to start seeing I want to say it's just completely dark. Like there's absolutely nothing there. And when you see, you come across that there's nothing, what's happening is that this is the grand entry of you coming across whether if you're going to take this light flow and you're going to plug it in and make this, your own lightweight path, which is the beginning of that new kingdom, that new reality, that civilization. But if you just happen to plug in with your union and see, if you happen to just do that, and on that path, you didn't really focus on your agreements, focus on the vision, didn't use the type of ways to use the responsibility well to stabilize this light flow, there's going to be a lot of distortions in that reality. But the blessed part about this is that light flow is all about your unique expression of your structure. So anywhere you move about in that void, when you plug it in, yes, that energy code is going to give you, probably reveal to you either what you desire to see or not. But there is a time that you can have with your union, and when you are this dream character and you're orbiting, you can make the necessary changes to your structures. As long as your union is eye to eye, then I will tell you that no matter where you step into, those vines that you carried out with your union in the forest, now it will be converted into the light flow that was meant for you. And so you will be invited to basically come upon to create the way and what they call the truth and the life. And so this will give you the opportunity to come into your health flow and assess from there on purifying and taking the care of healing, regenerating the structure that was passed down to you, on how you can assess to have this fulfillment of your life flow is one of the most highest given granted time you'll have, because this will be the time where not only you'll be grateful about your union, but will be grateful upon the power of the sun that radiates your light flow, upon all the cycles of the nature, the land, the water, the minerals, the animals. That's where you will find the highest granted part of where you stand with your union, and how you can oversee how mesmerizing and beautiful and such a blessing to just be able to start over and over again. And so that's why I keep repeating the same thing. In order to receive this path, this life flow, you must let go. Because to regenerate your willpower, your heart, your structure, this light flow, this whole orbiting, it's just all about how you're creating this alignment upon what's coming next to you. And so I will see you in part 2 soon, where I will present more a visualization that will take you to basically facing your light within is to face your union. And you need to be extremely ready to face this, because with this, it comes with also understanding the way of seeing tomorrow is to let go of today and to let go of the times that have come way before us, but also to be grateful about just what is really creation and death within your light flow. So I will see you soon. Thank you.